Okay, let's talk about Sam Altman. So, before we talk about Sam Altman real quick, because this does have to do with it, this was another headline last night, and maybe this is just symbolic, but maybe this is also true. The Saudi crown prince has informed President Trump that Saudi Arabia plans to increase its investments and trade with the United States by at least $600 billion over the next 4 years. Now, is he just saying this so that Trump likes him? And, he's just saying, yeah, we're going to spend a lot of money, gets good relations, but never ends up spending that money. Maybe. Or maybe this is one of those things where he's been waiting for a new administration because he, might not have been happy with the Biden administration. And now he's ready to spend some money into the United States. We know the Saudis have the money. If anyone has the money, it's the Saudis. They have more money than we can possibly imagine. So $600 billion for them, especially, the Saudis are the ones that funded SoftBank's Vision Fund of $100 billion. They're probably going to give Masasan even more money over the next 4 years. But they have the money. The question is, do they see the potential in investing it in the United States and helping the United States create more jobs, which is obviously a big political win for Donald Trump. Between this and the $500 billion in AI CapEx investments from Stargate that was announced yesterday, President Trump has theoretically secured $1.1 trillion of new investments in the U.S. over the next 4 years. Now, again, that's the headline. Are we actually going to see $1 trillion of investments over the next 4 years? Maybe, maybe not. But you got to admit that headline's a pretty juicy headline. And for a president on his second day of the job to be able to get these types of confirmations is definitely something that's not the worst thing in the world. For those that haven't seen Trump and the Saudi past, here's a video from 2018 when the Saudis, I think, bought a couple $1 billion worth of military equipment from the United States. This is how they interacted before in the past.
Become very good friends over a fairly short period of time. I was in Saudi Arabia in May, and we are bringing back hundreds of billions of dollars into the United States, and we understand that, and they understand that. Some of the things that have been approved and are currently under construction and will be delivered to Saudi Arabia very soon, and that's for their protection. But if you look in terms of dollars, $3 billion, $533 million, $525 million. That's peanuts for you.
So, look, I've never seen the Prince of Saudi Arabia and Biden interact in that way. But him and Trump seem to have a decent relationship over the past couple of years. And it looks like maybe there's another chance for them to continue to invest a ton of money into the United States. So that was one of the headlines that came out last night. Now, the other thing that we got to get into is the implications of that on Sam Altman. So this is the other thing that broke last night. And this is really tough for Sam Altman to probably look at. This is one of those moments where you wish you had deleted some tweets. But unfortunately, that was not the case for Mr. Sam Altman. So Sam Altman and Trump at a press conference 2 days ago. Trump claimed Sam Altman is one of our leaders of AI. Elon, who's BFFs with Trump, but despises Sam Altman, probably didn't like that. He probably wasn't a fan that his best friend and his enemy were getting together and having this beautiful press conference about AI. So Elon takes to Twitter and he starts throwing out accusations. Number one, that Sam doesn't have the money. Number two, that he's untrustworthy. And number three, that there is no actual $500 billion from SoftBank or Oracle. They don't have the money. They actually have more in debt than they have in cash. So Elon's like, we don't know where this $500 billion is coming from. The underlying elephant in the room is that your buddy Trump just got a big political win by saying he's going to get $500 billion of investments. You're undermining the fact that that money doesn't even exist. So that's creating like a little bit of tension behind a guy who on his second day is trying to say, hey, look at all the money I'm bringing back to the United States. And then you kind of calling out the fact that that money's not real. And so it's just a little tensiony. Then this tweet comes out last night from December 2021. People found this tweet. Sam Altman says, very few people realize just how much Reid Hoffman did and spent to stop Trump from getting reelected. It seems reasonably likely to me that Trump would still be in office without his efforts. Thank you, Reid Hoffman. That's that's not one of those tweets that you want to see resurface. And then after this tweet goes viral, because Reid Hoffman tried to really not get Trump elected this time. And we know the whole conspiracy about Reid Hoffman, Jeffrey Epstein, all this stuff, right? Like there's a lot of nuance between Reid's brand now and what it was 5 years ago. And so Sam aligning with Reid definitely is not giving him brownie points in the eyes of Trump. Here's what Sam says 5 hours later which he might as well have just tweeted, "I'm now kissing the ring." He says, "Watching POTUS more carefully recently has really changed my perspective on him. I wish I had done more of my own thinking and definitely fell in the NPC trap. I'm not going to agree with him on everything, but I think he will be incredible for the country in many ways." So, I mean, look, you got someone who, before Trump got elected or Trump got into office, really did not campaign for Trump, did not like say, yes, we need another Donald Trump. Yes, we need him to come back to revolutionize American industry. 2 days after he gets sworn in and after an old tweet of him praising Reid Hoffman for stopping Trump from getting elected in 2021 goes viral, that's when he comes back and says, I've changed my perspective. I've changed my perspective on it. Again, I don't blame Sam Altman for doing that. This is business. And in business, you have to be willing to work with multiple parties and negotiate and change your perspectives and all this. Like, this is just the nature of business, especially when you're playing at that high level. A lot of it's lobbying, a lot of it's political, yada, yada. But part of the reason people respect an Alex Karp, people respect an Elon Musk, is because they are successful in business without having to be chameleons in the way that Sam is. And I'm not saying Karp and Elon don't adjust their views in certain situations or don't say certain things. I get it. Like, everyone does that. But for the most part, they tend to be a little bit more explicit with what they say, and they'll handle the consequences versus some of these other people as well. So that news broke last night, and then Elon goes on a freaking tirade and starts just tweeting about all these other reasons why you can't trust Sam Altman. And Elon has 230 million followers, so he's really bringing these screenshots to life. And a lot of people are getting to see if Sam Altman really is who he says he is, based on how Elon is essentially magnifying the news around these previous tweets from Sam Altman. And we're going to watch the Satya clip in a second, but Satya did say he has $80 billion yesterday. Elon is saying that Operation Stargate doesn't have the money. He's further exaggerating that by saying, on the other hand, Satya definitely has the money, implying that Operation Stargate does not have the money. And so again, Elon's kind of just making the argument that, hey, these guys don't have the money, and you can't trust these guys for saying that they have the money. But at the same time, that's kind of undermining what's going on with Trump. Now, what is my actual take on this? What is the implication of all of this? At first, I thought this is really bad for Elon and Trump's relationship. I thought this was not good. I thought Elon undermining Stargate, Trump's probably looking at this like, yo, dude, like, just shut the hell up. Like, let me get my $500 billion win. Why are you undermining it? Yada, yada. And then you see the Sam Altman tweet. So I'm like, okay, this is a little bit of a rift between Elon, Sam, and Trump. Now I'm thinking, wait a second. What if Trump likes this? What if Trump likes this? What if Trump likes that Elon and Sam are fighting for his love? Elon doesn't like, essentially Trump cheated on Elon with Sam. Elon doesn't like that. Elon has a broken heart. Sam literally is kissing the ring. I mean, within 3 hours of that tweet going viral, he stepped down, bent the knee, and kissed the freaking ring. And now he's capitulating to the almighty Trump and all the amazing things he can do for the United States. I think there's a part of me that Trump likes about this, because he's like, okay, so Elon's fighting for my love, and I can tell that he's fighting for my love. Sam Altman's literally kissing the ring because of having to admit that, his take in the past was an NPC take. Right. And so you got both of these dynamics working against each other, and Trump might be sitting back saying, all right, this is what I want. I want 2 billionaires fighting for me. I want 2 billionaires fighting for me. That could be one of the things that's happening here. The other take is that it's just ruining the relationship between Elon and Trump, where I hope that doesn't get ruined, because, I wouldn't, ruin is too harsh of a word. It's creating a little bit of tension, because I think it's undeniable that it's creating some tension there. You can't undermine someone's big political win by saying the money's not even there. Because if the money's not there, this $500 billion headline is smoke and mirrors. It's not real. And Trump obviously wants people to think it's real, because he wants people to think that he's bringing all this money back into the United States. Ty Gordon says it's not productive. It's a level of immaturity. People don't want chaos and drama with their leadership. I would agree. I would definitely rather this not be the case. And Sam Altman was trying to one-up Elon yesterday by saying, look, if it's good for America, then we should all be for, American democracy, and you should be happy that OpenAI is investing all this money, yada, yada. So Sam tried to go the high route and tried to say Elon's not thinking of America. He's thinking of competition between XAI and OpenAI. But then when that tweet came out, it was really hard for Sam Altman to just get away with going for the America angle, because he had to step down and kiss the ring. He had to step down and kiss the ring. Peter, thank you for the $10 super chat. I don't think it's a big deal, because Trump's current vice president used to be an anti-Trumper. Trump is smarter than letting a petty rivalry derail a larger objective. Yeah, I agree. I think Elon and Trump at this point have a really good relationship, and it's going to be very hard to break that. Something would really have to break for that relationship to go sour. But it's just one of those things that's super, super nuanced, And we're seeing the nuance within days of the presidency, given these headlines and how Elon's reacting with Sam Altman and how he thinks Sam Altman shouldn't be the person that is trusted. So I think the next 4 years, we got to get the popcorn out. You got the Saudis investing $600 billion. You got Operation Stargate potentially putting in $500 billion. You got big tech earnings that are coming up next week. And if those earnings crush and we can continue to crush, we're going to see a lot more momentum in the broader markets and the broader sector for cloud compute, AI, CapEx, et cetera. And then you got this whole CEO drama trying to make sure that they get along with Trump. And then ultimately, if they get along with him correctly, maybe he can give them what they need as well, which could then inevitably, help their companies and as a result, help shareholders as well. But it's been an exciting past couple of days to see all of this end up beginning to play out. It is absolutely a chess game. Correct. It is absolutely a chess game happening right now. Okay, Satya. Yes, we got Satya, 80 billion. So I don't know if we missed this clip yesterday or we saw it, but we didn't pay too much attention to it. But this is one of the most gangster things a Mag 7 CEO has ever said. Let's watch this clip again, where he's doubting if the money is available for Stargate, but he's definitely not doubting if he has the 80 billion that he wants to spend.
You were investing $80 billion already. How much money do you ultimately put into this?
So this is where, Microsoft is investing $80 billion in capital each year. And this year we're investing. And I'm not particularly in the details of what they're investing.
Okay. And so, but when you look at that $100 billion commitment, $500 billion potential, I don't know if you saw Elon Musk took to Twitter and said they don't have the money. The money doesn't exist, as if this is not really going to happen. What do you think of that?
Look, all I know is I'm good for my 80 billion. I'm going to spend $80 billion building out Azure. Customers can count on Microsoft with OpenAI models being there everywhere in the world, serving OpenAI models and other models. That's, I think, what I know.
You were investing $80 billion already.
Bro, I'm good for my 80 billion. Like, talk about a flex, bro. Talk about a freaking flex. It's like it's like if you and your boys are trying to like invest in something together and you have to pull together some capital. Let's say you're with four of your boys, you need $100,000, and each is like, yeah, I'm good for my 20. I'm good for my 20 grand. And it's like, it's one thing to be good for your 20 grand when you're with 5 of your boys and you need $100,000. It's another thing to say, well, I'm good for my 80 billion. I'm good for my 80 billion, bro. It's insane. But the implications for us as investors, especially if you are investing in the broader AI thematic, is that Nadella is going to spend $80 freaking billion. And if he's ready to spend $80 billion freaking dollars, two things. Number one, there has to be an ROI from that 80 billion. He's not doing it just to do it. And number two, a lot of that money is probably going to go to the energy infrastructure plays, the data center plays, the NVIDIAs of the world. A lot of the downstream semiconductor companies are going to benefit from Microsoft spending 80 billion. I mean, the money's coming from somewhere, at least from Microsoft. It's going to be to the tune of 80 billion. We didn't get the guidance from Google, Apple, Amazon, and Meta yet on how much CapEx they're spending. But one would argue if Microsoft's spending 80 billion, imagine these guys are spending 65 to 70 billion, if not more than that. I mean, you're going to have plenty of demand, at least for the next year and a half for NVIDIA. And so it is nice to see that Microsoft is continuing to commit to spend that much money.